News Network. It's a little bit later in the day. I already did 3 videos. Yeah, like 3 videos. I'm back. Tired of me yet? Let me change some things. Let me move some things around. When you arrive, tell me you're here and let me know how you're doing. We're just letting in the light. Howdy! What a day, what a day, what a day. Does anybody remember when politics was boring? Does anybody remember? Let's have a moment of reminiscing. I can hear the soft, meditative music in the background. Do you remember when the news was boring? Anybody? Long time ago? Maybe when Obama was in office? Even, I hate to say it, but even George W. I mean, do you remember when the news was boring? We're having a reflective moment. Well, couple of things. Walter Cronkite, yeah, the news once a day. How far we have fallen. I hope you had a good Wednesday. It's still quite cold here in Massachusetts. And very windy, and I'm looking forward to spring. So, I'm just reflecting on what I've said about these tariffs, and I think it was Friday. I was looking at the whole tariff situation, and I just saw it bouncing all over the place. Like, it wasn't making any sense. It was like a big scrambled mess, back and forth, back and forth. But we know that that's the orange buffoons. We know that that's the orange buffoons. The way that he operates, right? And I want to just introduce this. I know we're hearing about SCOTUS saying, "Oh yeah, this is he can be." Basically, they're just saying he could be a tyrant. He can be a tyrant. He's allowed to be a tyrant, right? So let's not get ourselves all like pearl clutching and all that, all those little sayings. Let's not get all upset about that. Like an old-fashioned pinball machine. Yeah, it's just like boom, boom, boom. And I'm looking forward to a day when, and we need to visualize this, when I can get up in the morning and go, I can trust that things are going to be pretty stable today, relatively, right? I know we live in tense times, but relatively stable. So why are we going through this? Why, oh why, dear spirit guides, are we going through this? Help us! It's all theater is definitely part of it. Don the Con is called Don the Con for a reason. To strengthen our democracy. Very good, Warren. You win! You win! I have a Substack in my noggin getting ready to write that's about that. He should be arrested, yep. But see, this is what we're learning to understand, is that, and this is what I'm going to write an article about, democracy is not a spectator sport. And now it's turned into a complete spectator sport, right? Am I right? Can I get a witness? It's turned into a spectator sport. And that happened with the advent of reality TV. Thank you, Lisa. Thumbs up, everyone. That happened with the advent of reality TV, that our democracy became more and more a spectator sport. We've been in a reality TV show for a while. The very frightening thing is how dangerous this is. Let's just lay it on the line, right? The frightening thing is how dangerous this is. So I did see all this tumult around these tariffs, and we know that, what do they say? I don't have any investments, but what do they say? Buy low, sell high. Is that how it goes? Electra Storm is saying, I'll forever hate The Apprentice TV show. I have no idea what that whole Apprentice show is about. I was never attracted to watching Dawn, but also to watching reality shows. Never liked reality shows, none of them. So, was that right? Buy low, sell high, right? I'm not an investor. I'd be much more wealthy if I were, probably. So this was clearly another criminal act. Buy low and hold. Yeah. Amy also never saw an episode of The Apprentice. Like, why would you? What would you get out of that? And honestly, I mean, it's like some kind of hell. Or today's religious, releasing religious guilt video. More members need to watch that program. It's really excellent. Today, in today's essay, I talked about purgatory, right? It feels like we're stuck in this purgatory, in this in-between place where we just want to get away from his ugly face and his fat, criminal, disgusting, misogynist, racist, murderous. We just want to get him out of our lives, right? We just want him out of our reality. You can also sell high and buy low, right? So the other thing that I've been picking up on, and you may remember this from last week, is that I was reading on Putin, and much to my dismay, I noticed that when I was reading on Putin and the war and everything, that I clearly saw him aligning with not our allies, of course, but our adversaries. And then, doing deals, seeing if he could do deals. And then I heard today, I saw a video about the war in Ukraine, and that Zelensky, the Ukrainians had caught 2 Chinese soldiers fighting for Russia. So that's going on. And Dumpy is in a trade war with China, completely destabilizing the entire world's global economy. And we don't want China to be angry at the United States. We don't. We want peace, everybody. We want peace. So we're going to pull some cards about where we are. This is abuse. What he's doing to the United States of America is abusive. So, before I look at some cards, I just want to do a little housekeeping, and that is, please hit the thumbs up while you're here. A lot of people are telling me that even though they're members, they get knocked off of being members from YouTube. We don't know why this is happening, but I'm a psychic and I can surmise. People don't get their, even though they've hit the notification bell, they don't get the notification that I'm on. And also people that are regulars can't find me on YouTube. So I just want to ask you to please make a little bit of an extra effort to find me, if you can, to not count on YouTube to notify you, even if you've hit the notification bell. This is really hurting my numbers. It's hurting my income. It's hurting everything. But that's the kind of world that we're in. The oligarchs want fascism. They want an oligarchy anyway. They want to be in charge of the world. They want to own the world. So we're going to look at some things. And I didn't make tea tonight. I thought I maybe would do that on Friday. So we're going to pull 3 cards on how the people of the United States are doing. And even without even pulling cards, I just want to tell you that there is a holy terror in this nation. His initials are DJT. But People are livid. If you had the stomach to list all the abuses of the American people to date, and I always think about Joe Biden when he got into office, all the abuse that he took. But when he got into office as president, Joe Biden said, I'll be a president for all people, even if you didn't vote for me. Right? How far we have fallen. So with today's debacle, when people are watching their 401ks drop, I don't know by how much they're dropping. I've talked to people that don't even want to look. And I just want to say, I'm not giving financial advice. I want to recommend that rather than not look at your investments, rather than not looking at your portfolio, if it's too scary, I was telling somebody this today, Pam, if you're out there, if it's too scary for you to look at how much you've lost, call your financial consultant, your advisor, and ask them to look. Ask them to look at it. Okay? Yes, remember how beautiful and strong. Make sure that you don't let any fear creep into your consciousness. They need us afraid. But what I'm feeling more than fear in the United States population, psychically, more than fear, I am feeling fury. Fire and fury. That was the name of one of the books about Trump. Anyway, so please hit the thumbs up. You can obviously see that YouTube is discriminated against me. I'm used to it by now. So I'm basically begging you to help me out. Thank you. And subscribe. Cheryl spoke to financial advisor yesterday and he was so kind and explained that your retirement is safe and you have a plan. Yeah, make a plan. Okay, so 3 cards. I mean, I guess as far as my channel is concerned, I could consider it a badge of honor that they think I'm a threat. They're a little mean. Oh well. About where the American people are right now, we'll pull from the Psychic Tarot. This is a great deck, and I've been using it. One of my viewers sent me a new deck, because my old one is so beat up. The Psychic Tarot by John Holland. He's a famous medium. Okay? Let's see where the American people are. And I got this earlier because I did do a pop-up and I did an off the ledge. I'm doing whatever I can to help you guys out. The American people are becoming, this is the second time I got this card in regards to this kind of question today. The American people are waking up. Yes, thank you, Von Blue. It's because I'm not afraid to say what I need to say. This is real to me. This isn't fake. What I do is real and scientific to me. It's not fake. It's news. From a psychic. And we're a community. But you've noticed how long it takes me to get 200 thumbs up because we don't even have 200 people in. I'm just going to keep going because that's how I roll. Conflict and defeat. Awareness that we've been defeated temporarily. You had a friend that loved the orange buffoon and now she hates him. See? It's working. Also, the fertility card represents, I'm reading on the American people, the fertility card represents that now we have the fuel that we require to turn this, you know what, around. That's what's going on there. Do not think that the American people, when you start messing with people's money, are going to just be like, oh, well, I hope things will get better. You know, you never know. When we're talking about people's pensions, they're threatening Social Security, they're threatening Medicaid and Medicare, they're threatening all of it. Rose litter candles, good, you're good. the American people will not be silent. What do you call an owl babysitter? An owl babysitter? A hootenanny. I like it. Michael is saying he can't click the notification bell. Yeah. Yeah. So just, I need your help combating this prejudice. Let's hope it's not misogyny. It's that I'm pro-democracy. Hello, High Priestess vibes. Empress vibes. So that's where the American people are now. Let's look at the flip side of this in terms of looking at what this could portend. This could portend, hey John, good to see you. This could portend the end for the orange buffoon. Why? Because we're a country that's addicted to money. Make sense? Are you with me? This could portend the end for the orange buffoon. Why? Because we're a country that's addicted to money. The overt greed could actually be what saves us. So we're going to take a look at that too. I feel a little bit like I mentioned these cards to you before, that even though in general psychics don't predict time, remember I mentioned that I got, yes, not misogyny, thank you. I was just throwing that out there. It doesn't feel like it's misogyny. It feels like prejudice against people that are pro-democracy. And thank you for your help. I totally appreciate it. And thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I see it's going up and up and up. We're a consumer society. Americans like their products cheap. Yes. Yes. I make very good sense. Thank you. That's the nicest thing I heard all day. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't see him staying in office. The White House just tweeted, "Do not retaliate and you will be rewarded." Did you understand that message? I don't really understand it. Yes, greed is good. Yeah, I do remember that. There was even a show called American Greed. I don't think I ever watched that one either. I don't think it was a reality show, but so these are timing cards. Rose is saying, yeah, Rose always lets me know my subscriber numbers are up, which is great. The number of views kind of flatline. So I'm going to pull a timing card. Yeah, there was a movie in the 80s called Wall Street. Yeah. Yes, it's a manipulation tactic what he's doing with these tariffs. Yeah. And I was listening to Mary Trump earlier, and she said that was Fred Trump's and Don's MO. That's what they did. They manipulated the market. So I'm pulling a card asking how much longer we have to deal with the damage of this. Within 5 years, it will change. Damon, hi! Was that a plane you heard? I don't think so. Yeah, he's playing the stocks. So this is what I'm just asking is how long we'll have to deal with the repercussions of this, and it's within 5 years it will end. That doesn't mean, hey Kathy, that doesn't mean he's going to stay there for 5 years. It's going to be within 5 years that we fix the damage. Yeah, and when Dumpy talks about we're going to be so rich, it's going to be the golden age. When he talks that way, he's referring to him and the oligarchs. He doesn't even see the American people. Does somebody, if you can come up with an example of Dumpy, I'm going to call him that. If you can come up with an example of Dumpy caring about the American people, go ahead and share it here. I challenge you. We need the dad jokes tonight. Don't go to a fancy restaurant with a movie director. They're always making a scene. You think by summer he'll be out. Okay, what's going to happen is it's not going to be the Democrats that get him out. So let's pull from some other cards. and let's see what his fate is going to be. We'll use these. And I have, yeah, okay. We'll use these for now. The guides keep hiding the nefarious cards because they're too dark. Okay, 3 cards about the orange buffoon. And I don't know if anybody has noticed, or maybe it's just really obvious and we're not talking about it. He's making 0 sense when he talks. He talks at about a 5th grade level, even though most 5th graders are way smarter than him. I know, I heard that somebody said, oh, I rebuke you to MAGA Mike. Thank you for bringing that up. I belly laughed about that one. I rebuke you, Satan. I would have said the same thing. Thank you, Michael. I felt orange. I feel like, you know, orange is a good, not to represent an orange man, but orange feels good tonight. All right, how he's doing. He feels strong. He himself, the orange buffoon, feels strong. Yeah, more liberals will retaliate against the orange felon. However, it's not the liberals that are going to get him out. He actually, in his delusional state, orange is the color of Venus. I didn't know that. Cool. I want to ask you about Venus, Kathy. In his delusional state, Dumpy feels like he's the strongest person in the world. And he does sound like it's an effort to speak. He does sound like that. I agree with you. And the 10 of Wands is he's holding the burden at the same time of all these crimes. So he's feeling strong because he's a malignant narcissist. You hope we get 10 million out to protest across the nation on April 19th. I think we will. I see it growing. A malignant narcissist feels like they won if they're seeing that what they did created a big dramatic response. Case in point, and I've been talking about this. Oh, we have 200. Please hit the thumbs up when we have 200 thumbs up. Thank you for being here. We will do a group hug. We always need a group hug. They're very powerful. So I just wanted to show you, because I was talking about this, the pattern. And Midas Touch illustrated it, and we know this, but I just think it's worth pointing out. It's my little teacher pencil. This is, I make a stupid decision. That's Dumpy. Something bad really happens. I convince my followers the problem is now magically solved. I reverse my stupid decision, right? Isn't that the way it goes? And when I read on him on Monday, I mentioned that. Right? I've been doing so many videos lately, I don't even remember when I said that. But he sets the fire, and then he runs away, and he says, fire, fire, fire. And then they go, and he goes and runs back and puts out the fire, and he goes, I'm a hero, I put out the fire. And it's a drama triangle, that's true. And the American people know, they're onto it now. They're onto it. Don't think that we've seen it so many times. And listen to Mary Trump, because it's really cool to get her perspective from being in that family. Yeah, he put 125% tariff on China, and then that's when it all kind of flipped around, and we're going to read on the nefarious people. I really can't understand why my guides keep hiding my nefarious cards from me. What's up? I'm not in charge of my life. Do you ever feel like that? I'm not running the show. It's somebody else. Same old playbook. Yeah, Kamala said put it like that. Yeah, perfect. Dad joke, if you lose your khakis in Texas, it means you can't find your pants. If you lose your khakis in Boston, it means you can't start your car. Your car. You can't start your car. I know. I understand. I really, when I was young, I really made an effort to not have that accent. Not that there's anything wrong with it. You just saved that meme that I just showed you? Yeah. Yeah, that's the cycle. That's the cycle of madness. So I know a lot of people, and I mentioned this earlier in one of my videos, I know a lot of people are in this place of, I can't believe how stupid everybody is. Let's be careful about that. I just want to offer this. Let's be careful about that. Because we're disregarding the really bright and gifted and talented and intelligent people that, and some are real geniuses. We're disregarding them. So let's see if we can make an effort to look at who's brilliant, who's amazing. I understand that a lot of people are gullible, but I'm just saying, I would like to see us make an effort to acknowledge the people that are smart and wonderful. Because what we put our attention on increases. Warren says, please stop describing yourself. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about all the people, all the people that have been fired. But thank you for the compliment. All the people that have been fired from government agencies. Where are the brilliant, amazing people? You have to open your eyes, Damon. Are you not a bright, amazing person? Where attention goes, energy flows. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, Teresa's acknowledging the smart group that we have here. I think it's interesting how many people want to stick to the story that everybody's dumb. Everybody is not dumb. So I'm going to actually, since I mentioned the federal workers that got fired, of which many are very brilliant and talented, and we need them. I'm not talking about smart people falling for gaslighting. I'm talking about smart people that are dedicated, committed citizens, like the ones that had federal jobs. You know? You guys aren't really going to argue me on that there are intelligent, brilliant people in this country. You're not really going to argue me on that, are you? I mean, I have faith in my audience. I really do. I'm going to pull 3 cards about these tariffs. I live in a town that's building a brand new library. Or, adding on to, really building a brand new library. Let's have a pause. Because I'm actually disappointed. I'm actually having a disappointed moment right here that the majority of people in the chat are actually taking a stand that everybody, that everyone else is stupid. I'm not okay with that. Wow. The reason that I'm taking a long pause here is because I'm very aware that what we put our attention on, what we put our attention on, we get more of. And so, do we really want to put our attention on that everybody in this country is stupid? Let's be more vigilant. We need, yes, but I'm not talking about that, Damon. We need for people to accentuate the good. Pulling 3 cards about these tariffs. Now, yeah, the tactics that are being employed are the same that make you go, oh my gosh, how did that really smart person get into a cult? Let's not forget, we've been under psychological attack, psychological warfare. I understand that the smart people are leaving because of this. It's a cult. Putin is KGB. They're even using this in other countries. I'm surprised at how upset I'm getting. The tariffs and the because we have to believe that we have the wherewithal. We have to believe in our hearts and souls that we're collectively there are enough people that are aware. Thank you. We know not everybody is stupid. That's all I'm looking for. The Kremlin has a psyop. It's an operation to mess with people's brains. Accentuate the positive. Thank you. Okay. So anyway, I apologize for taking so much time, but I was very taken aback, as you could probably tell. We in Canada are not dumb and stupid, and thank you, Canada, for being here. 9 of Jars, King of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. This gives us, this is not going to go away. The people rebelling is not going to stop. Because we have our work cut out for us. We cannot stand for this. Russia has been doing it for years. Yes. All right. Please hit the thumbs up and we'll do a group hug. Yeah, thank you, Dale Johnson. Please keep your hearts open. I think that was an awakening moment for me just then. I really do. That's why I kind of flipped out a little bit, because I was like, wow, that's a very hopeless point of view. That the American people aren't intelligent, and we can't perpetuate that, because because of the orange buffoon, that's how we're being represented. Yeah, I believe that other countries are ahead too with curbing the misinformation. I mean, look at Fox right now. Look at Fox right now, how much they're floundering. It's amazing. It didn't help that civics was taken out of the classroom. So since I mentioned Fox, I'm going to choose 3 cards. 3 cards about fake news. The MAGA crowd is losing ground every day. I agree. And the MAGA crowd is turning. And this is the thing, too. I think this is a reason why that all made me so upset. Is because we can't be looking at the people that voted for Dumpy and expect them to come to their senses if we look at them and we go, you're a stupid idiot, even if we're thinking it. That's why I got upset. I reserve the right to get pissy once in a while. Okay. Yeah, Fox is like, wow. Insane convolutions. And it's a little bit entertaining in a certain way. Civics was taken out of the classroom, I don't know, maybe in the 1980s. Well, here I have Fox, the death card for Fox. Yeah, they're misinformed and brainwashed, yes, and they don't ask questions. I'm just wanting us to acknowledge the intelligent people. I think all of you are intelligent. I think so. Murdoch has instructed his talking heads to lighten up. I would say, yeah, this is a change of direction for Fox. Yeah, they need to feel pain. That's true. Because they need to wake up. I mean, I don't mean to say they. The entire country needs to wake up. But especially those who have believed Fox. And the Temperance card. So as far as the fake news industry, The death card indicates a big change, and you might be aware. I mean, I know how much I bashed Midas Touch because I'm so angry that they didn't bring up that the election was rigged, and Trump and Putin and Elon admitted it. But Midas Touch is like up to almost 5 million subscribers. And when they have their live streams, they have like 35,000 people watching them. So my point is that Fox is sinking. And it's because of what they're, it's because of things like this. Dumpy is crashing the world economy. Just a mere 3 months ago, we had the best economy of the world. And for faux news to get on and to say, the economy's great, this is great, and people are losing their 401ks, they're losing all their money. That has a shelf life. So there is the death card indicates for fake news. It's coming to. I'm getting screeching halt in certain ways. We might not know that. We might not see it. Temperance is they're just kind of, with this criminal administration, they don't really know. It's so erratic. It's so unstable that Fox doesn't know what position to take, and so they're just kind of hanging on and just hoping, well, they can figure it out, but they're not going to be able to figure it out. And right now, this is, speaking of purgatory, this is limbo. Fox is in limbo. Yeah, they keep spewing more and more lies. Yeah, they do. And when I read on it before, I just got that that the GOP was going to continue with the gaslighting, but that's going to change quickly. That's going to change quickly. It's really amazing. It really is amazing. Understand that people get sucked in. I think that I'm just way too aware of cults and how they work. That's alright if you make spelling mistakes. I can usually figure it out. We need a dad joke. And we need more thumbs up so we can do a group hug. When we have 200, we do a group hug. What happened when the blue ship and the red ship collided at sea? Their crews were marooned. Very cute. Boat joke. Oh me, oh my. Let's do some pendulum stuff. I did talk to Kathy Beal today. She might still be in the chat. We're gonna maybe do a show next week. We'll figure it out. Okay, so is this tariff situation with him crashing the world economy, is this going to be a nail in the coffin? It's going to be a nail in the coffin. This is definitely what he's doing with our economy. The world economy is a nail in the coffin. Oh yeah, big time. And also, I was thinking today about other countries that for whom voting is mandatory. We need that. We need to really. It's up to us. We're here on the planet now. We're in America now. It's up to us to change things in our democracy. You got a strong yes. This is a nail in the coffin. Is the economy is crashing the economy the thing that sinks him? That's interesting. I have a yes on that. Yeah. Yes, I'm reading on him. I'm gonna read this in the chat. From Destiny's Child. I think the Bannon interview would wake up many MAGA. He said Musk wants to fast track Neuralink for human 2.0 because we're not good enough, right? Bannon said our kids will need to be implanted with AI to compete. Well, yeah, the technology is there. And years ago, the muskrat tested that on a poor monkey. I mean, so what it is there's a chip that you can put in a human brain, And so all this that you have to do with manipulating with your hands and all that, you won't have to use your fingers. You won't have to use anything. You just like sit there and think things, and then everything happens for you. It's not an upgrade. Believe me, it's not an upgrade. You can't improve on, the human being that the divine made. Yeah, I won't be wearing a damn chip either. And then I started to listen to a show on YouTube in which they were talking about China making advances and how they were all planning to have all the nuclear power plants and sending a nuclear power plant to the moon. And I'm listening to all this stuff and I'm going, why don't we save our planet? Yeah, so anyway, that is what's going on. Let me pick 3 cards about the MAGA, actually, the MAGA GOP and how they're going to fare in the face of all this. We're getting there with the thumbs up. The MAGA Republicans, what's going to happen in the face of this? I have to find out more about who said to MAGA Mike Johnson, I rebuke thee, Satan. I just really, because, thank you, Cheryl, for the compliment. That just cracked me up so much because I've been calling MAGA Mike I don't know, what names did I have for him? I forget. We were reading on MAGA Mike a lot months ago. The evil Christian. That's what I was calling him. A representative from Florida. Yeah, I call him the evil Christian. MAGA Mike, the evil Christian. Well, this is very interesting because I'm seeing the star card. Oh yeah, it's no contest. It's no contest. They know they were part of January 6, 2021. I'm asking about the Republicans. They actually feel that being in Congress, which is why they rig elections with voter suppression and gerrymandering, and all these crazy voter restrictions, and call in bomb threats during a presidential election. Just saying. The MAGAs in Congress, in the face of what's going on right now, they're afraid. They have been not saying anything because they were complicit in January 6th, the attacks. Here you have it. It's right here. They have been silent because they were complicit. This is about that they have been tongue-tied as they watch all this destruction happen, because they know that they were hands-on involved in so many ways in the January 6th insurrection. Give it to Christ consciousness, for sure. I agree with that. Did they trace the calls? Who made those bomb threats? Yeah, I thought it was Russia, but we'll look into that. Cheryl's wearing her Canadian maple leaf earrings. Yay! We love Canada. We love any people from other countries. We love you. We're just being held hostage. Help us. And may we pray for the Russian people too. I always get that from Navalny. We need to pray for the Russian people. It was the Kremlin. Yeah, it was the Kremlin. So the MAGAs in Congress, they have been quiet because they were complicit. They were involved in January 6th. But the Star card and the Knight of Pentacles, it's actually what's going to get them to flip on Dumpy, and I see that they will, and we'll look into that more as time goes on. Maybe on Friday we'll get more information about that. But the Knight of Pentacles and the Star indicate that they're going to see that it benefits them more, in terms of their constituents especially, to be on the side of we can't let him wreck the economy. Because don't be mistaken, Yeah, the Russian people are rising up. I've always seen that. Don't be mistaken. They don't have any conscience. They don't have any morals. And they don't have any ethics, these MAGA Republicans. But what they do have is fear of losing all their money. And that is what this is. So it feels like they kind of get together and they decide that they're going to do something about Dumpy crashing the economy. Not because they care about us, just so you know. Thomas, sorry I missed that joke. Because they need their seats. They'll do anything to keep their seats. And they're afraid of losing their own money. Now I have to read the dad joke because everyone's cracking up there, Thomas. What's the difference between the bird flu and the swine flu? One requires investment and the other an ointment. Okay. People were cracking up at that one. Thumbs up and we'll do a group hug. I keep thinking that I'm going to make my videos shorter, but then we have this quota that we need 200 thumbs up for a group hug, so then I end up staying for an hour. I'm doing daily pop-ups. I'm doing daily off-the-ledge videos to keep us centered. People were listening to your music in Russia. That's cool. That's wicked cool. I love it. I'm trying to get in touch with the Dropkick Murphys here in Boston to do my songs at the next rally if they're playing. If not, I'm just gonna get out there and play my songs on my own with my pro-democracy anthems. Okay, so when you're a member, you get classes for free. I do want to push that more. We need 14 more thumbs up, I think. You love the long videos? Well, that's good. I know a lot of people won't watch them. That's why I'm making the shorter ones, too. I'm going to choose 3 cards about our Democrats in Congress. The people that love democracy. The people that love living in freedom. I'm looking forward to the day that that's not considered something to be attacked about. You know? I dropped my glasses. Hang on. The Democrats. Your thumbs up counter is stuck at 0. That's weird. Maybe you need to reboot, Michael. Okay, 3 cards about the Democrats in our Congress. Before I read these, I want to say that I did ask for about 12 to 15 people to do a noon Eastern time, just focusing, and I sent out a sheet, the statements to say the declarations about us saving our democracy and what needs to happen. If you want in on that, send an email to AnnetteDion7@gmail.com and say, I would like the meditation. It's not really an official meditation. It's something to read every day about getting him ousted and getting our democracy back. No, the statements aren't going to change daily. I'm doing enough for him. Seriously? No. Do not expect an email with new declarations from me every day, because it ain't going to happen. Yeah, great. Good. You're good. So every day at noon, I'm asking people, noon Eastern time, adjust to your time zone. It'll be powerful. You'll see. It will work. Yeah, it felt very powerful this morning. Very good. So send an email to AnnetteDion7@gmail.com if you want in on that, on making the declarations daily. Oh, beautiful. So I'm asking about the Democrats, right now, if they're looking strong, and they're looking very strong. There's a big turn. There's a big change coming. The Queen of Wands is back. I'm seeing female power everywhere. Don't forget, Hillary and Kamala spelled it right out who he is and what he would do. And they were right. Hillary looked right at him in the debate in 2016 and said, "You're Putin's puppet." Yep. The Democrats are going to do great. And here's the deal. This is a more hospitable climate in our country for democracy. It's a more hospitable climate in America now for people to wake up to, we kind of like freedom. So the Queen of Wands is a powerful female with a powerful message. Don't think you're not going to see Kamala Harris out in public again in the near future. Yeah. Hillary knew. Yeah. Michael, maybe reboot your YouTube. Maybe that might help because it keeps hitting the thumbs up and it's not working. I'm not friends with YouTube for some reason. And the Three of Pentacles is they're building a plan. They're building a plan. I really get the sense that the Democrats, in a certain way, the Democrats intuitively know that this shit ain't gonna fly. Excuse my profanity. You know? 6 more thumbs up and we'll do a group hug. I promise. It'll work. Very strange thing about my Nefarious Cards deck. I don't know why they keep disappearing, but I think maybe I just located them. You have to understand, I've got cards all over my table. I think I just located them. Just in the nick of time. You saw pictures of the people sent to El Salvador and cried. There's no need to put yourself through that. Yeah, I already did look. I looked in the black bag. No, this isn't them. Never mind. We'll use these anyway. They were in the black bag the other night. I just take it that my guides think it's just too dark. Because those cards are pretty dark. They're all Putin's puppets. We know that. They went to, in 2018, a whole bunch of those Republicans went to the Kremlin. On July 4th, 2018. Hello? Dumpy invited the Taliban to Camp David. I don't think they came, but Dumpy freed 5,000 Taliban soldiers from prison in Afghanistan, and then he jumped all over Biden's case for ending the war. We couldn't. It's too risky, right? There's so much going on. That's why we get together. So we're going to do a group hug because we've just hit 201, and thank you all for your cooperation. He invited them for September 11th. Yeah. So we have an enemy, convicted felon. We have the most criminal person I've ever known of in my entire lifetime, running what used to be the most powerful nation in the world. We're going to change this. What do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese. Nacho cheese. Yeah, thank you for supporting this channel. So let's do a thumbs up. Since we have enough thumbs up, let's do a group hug. They went to get their Russian money. Yeah, that's probably very true. I don't even have to read on that. They went to get their Russian money. Yep. Let's do the group hug on people focusing on all the good people. And people focusing on people in America that are good people, that are intelligent people, that we can count on. And that includes all of you. We've got to shift our focus. We can't be looking at the MAGAs as, oh, they're all so stupid. We can't do that. If you read about cults, you know that when somebody gets in a cult, their mind gets hijacked. And intelligent people's minds get hijacked. To read The Cult of Trump if you haven't already. So we're going to know that people in America are awakening. Don't forget those protest rallies on Saturday that happened. And there are more on the 19th. Okay? Let's do this. And we're going to hold in our minds the deportees that need to be brought back. And we're going to pray for all the people that are really, really frightened right now and feel alone and depressed. 1, 2, 3. We're seeing each other as intelligent, beautiful people. We're not focusing on the jerks. We're hugging one another, raising one another up. We're holding the deportees in our consciousness, mentally seeing them back home in America. And for all the people that are really struggling and they're so afraid and alone and depressed. Lift it, lift it, lift the energy. Yay! Good job. Good job. Let's read on MAGA Mike, shall we? Thank you for putting up my P.O. box, for sure. Thank you, Darren, for all that you do for me. I really appreciate it. And Maria's had problems with the like button during the last few weeks. You know, it's a badge of honor. Three cards about MAGA Mike. I didn't get mad at you all earlier. I was just like, I was more like stunned. I really was. I wasn't aware that you were looking at your fellow Americans as stupid. It was bad. That was bad. I hope we brought it up with the group hug. I'm reading on MAGA Mike and I see disruption for MAGA Mike. Oh yeah. Well, Warren asked, will MAGA Mike be gone this summer from the speaker's chair? It certainly looks like it. I think it all started with that comment. I rebuke you, Satan. I have to go and watch that. Send it to me if you have it. You heard that Hakeem Jeffries had a face-to-face with MAGA Mike today? Well, maybe these cards will reveal. The Queen of Wands keeps coming up. I keep changing decks, and we keep seeing the Queen of Wands. This is a powerful woman with a powerful message. Yes, sometimes the most intelligent people can act in very stupid ways. That's true. And if you got sucked into a cult and you're an intelligent person, then that would happen to you. You saw TikTok that someone mentioned 45 is actually human trafficking with those people who were being deported. I called it last night. I know, I didn't want to say that. Yeah, we need to pray hard. As far as MAGA Mike goes, there's going to be a lot of information about MAGA Mike coming up, which is going to really disrupt him. It's going to blow his cover. Yeah. Tower card. Let's ask this. Will the MAGAs in Congress be ousted? I have a yes on that. Watch the Scientology documentary with Leah Remini. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Learn more about cults and, you know, we need a little bit more compassion. I was asking if the MAGAs in Congress will be ousted, and I have a yes on that. Is it going to be because of their criminality? Yes. Interesting that I saw that with the Six of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, because it looked like they were in on January 6th, and the reason they hadn't said anything was because somehow that was going to out them. Okay, I think that's it. I appreciate your donations, even though I don't see any. Thank you for those of you who donate. Thank you immensely. Let me just remind you of my offerings. I'm doing Off the Ledge every single day. It's a 13-minute or so, right around 13-minute video, which includes Kathy Beale's astrology forecast for the day, a little mini reading for the day, and a reading from The Metaphysical Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes, not to be confused with Scientology. It's totally not anything to do with that. To book a reading, go to psychicannetteDion.com. I'm offering $100 off spiritual life coaching packages, and I'm also offering a new client special. So, and Church of Spirituality is up there, and members get free classes from me. They're videos set to members only. I didn't pour any tea leaves. I don't do tea leaves every single night, but we'll do them on Friday for sure. since you requested it, well, I'll make sure that we do them on Friday. Okay, any questions? Carolyn Levitt, we'll read on her on Friday. She's quite a piece of work. Okay, Michael's moving. Send him positive moving vibes. So, all right, and thank you so much for being here, and please share, and we'll see you soon. I'll be making videos in the morning. Namaste. See ya.